Love this podcast? Support this show through the Acast supporter feature. It's up to you how much you give, and there's no regular commitment. Just click the link in the show description to support now.
What do drags and dropkicks have to do with one another? Well, we're going to find out when we speak to Roni Big Bang Nicole and also Lynn Fraley of Uncanny Attractions. Can't wait for that. But before we get to any of that stuff there, I want to remind you, check out our friends over at Panera Bread, okay? As we get into the holiday season, folks, you definitely got to go get your salads, get your flatbread pizzas, delicious pastries, and of course, don't forget the charged lemonades, coffee, the tea, whole nine yards there. Visit our friends over at Panera Bread, especially at PaneraBread.com for more information.
You're locked in.
Look at what we have here, folks.
To the only show that matters.
The cream of the crop.
Duke loves wrestling.
And there is no one that does it better than
your host.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
The Duke.
And I'm all out of bubblegum.
This is Lynn Fraley from Uncanny Attractions, and you are listening to Duke Loves Rasslin.
Well, Lynn, first and foremost, it is an absolute pleasure to have you here on the Duke Loves Rasslin podcast. And it's pretty cool. You know, I love speaking to promoters because I always learn something new every time I talk to promoters, especially indie promoters. So this is going to be fun here. But welcome and congratulations on your promotion, Uncanny. I mean, this is pretty cool, right?
It is. Thank you. And thank you for having Uncanny on Duke Loves Rasslin. So we're very excited to be here and getting very excited about our upcoming show on November 20th at Mohawk.
So talk to me about this because, you know, we're getting into the holiday spirit, so to speak, and a lot of folks are trying to figure out what they're going to be doing for the next couple of months. And I know that your upcoming show is definitely something that's going to be heavy on the entertainment. So talk to me about this. What can folks expect, and why is this a great idea for an early holiday present?
We think Uncanny shows are really different than other shows because of the style that we have. So our shows are called Drags and Dropkicks, and we incorporate drag performances into our show. A lot of people think it means that the drag queens are wrestling, but they're not. They perform at the beginning, and then throughout the show, we'll stop and have other drag performances. And we've really made a great effort in incorporating Texas drag performers now that we're in Austin, Texas. So that makes it fun. And then the wrestling itself, I mean, we have some hard hitting wrestlers in this show. It's going to be such a fun show. And we are very fast paced. We go from match to match. There's not a lot of in between interviewing and talking. I like to go have a match, and then we're just boom. The music is playing. It's high energy, and we're falling right into the next match. And that's just the style that we've had since we started in Brooklyn. And it worked really well for us at House of Yes, which was our home there in Brooklyn. And there were people that were patrons of House of Yes that had never seen wrestling in their life, and they would come to our shows and they became wrestling fans. So I think that we really have something for everyone, and you don't have to be a diehard wrestling fan to enjoy our shows. But if you are, you're really going to love our shows.
You said something really cool there. Well, a lot of cool things there, but something that stuck out for me is the fact that you're using some local talent there. So some of the folks who be working the show actually are from the Texas area. Why are you doing that? Why is that so important to you?
It is really important to us. Texas has its own, it's almost like Texas is so big that they have their own little nucleus of wrestling, or big nucleus, I should say. There's a lot of Texas wrestlers that I had not seen a lot and heard of before. And a lot of the other wrestlers that have been with Uncanny for a long time didn't know a lot about Texas wrestling. And so we have made, even with our wrestlers, we really tried to match up Uncanny wrestlers that have been with us since we started, with Texas talent, and putting them together and really having just a mashup. And I think it's exciting, and it's a way to showcase Texas talent. Not that they need the show, now that I'm in Texas, I am seeing a lot more Texas wrestlers in other places, but I'm just excited about some of our talent that we're putting together with this Texas talent, and really trying to keep it pretty 50-50. New Texas talent that we have not used before with some of the players from Uncanny Past.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It's one thing to come into a new area and put on a show. That's nice. But when you go the extra mile and you incorporate local folks and, put some money in their pocket, I mean, that shows that you're somebody who is not just there to take, you're actually trying to be part of the community, which is just so important. I tip my hat to you for that, because a lot of folks, unfortunately, they don't do that. So that's pretty cool there. Talk to me about this combination, though. So we're talking drag, we're talking Dropkicks, aka pro wrestling. It's two entertainment mediums that are over the top, exciting. You're definitely going to have a good time if you go to a drag show. Hopefully you're going to have a good time. You go to a wrestling show. You've put the two together and you've been successful at doing that. Where did this idea come from, and why are you keeping it going?
I'm a producer for my paying job. Someday maybe wrestling will pay. For now, it's just a real love of mine. But I have been a producer for over 25 years. So I've produced all kinds of shows. And for me, drag performance and wrestling is entertainment performance. It's performance art to me. And I think that there is such a skill level and an art to both mediums. And in reality, they're really very similar, because the wrestlers have their personas, their wrestling personas, and it's the same with the drag queens. And when they're out of their character, they're not that person. They may still have some characteristics of it, but they are, it's a character that, and a role that they play. So, and no matter how big of a part of their life it is, they're not in their wrestling mode 24/7, or maybe some of them are, but and then the drag performers are the same thing. They're not in drag all the time. It would be impossible for them to stay in drag all the time. So I just think that the two go hand in hand, and I think that there's such a crossover. Speaking of, being in character or having a feeling, there's so many pronouns out there, and people learning how to deal with or coming into their own with their sexuality and all of these things. I think you've seen it. I've seen it in the wrestling community, and we've seen it in the non-binary community and the queer community. And so Uncanny really just bringing it all together and having a big mashup of trans performers, queer performers, drag queens, wrestlers, straight wrestlers. You put it all together and it is a magical show.
I think it's a clever idea. And again, I mean, when we talk about entertainment to the max, there's so much going on. Like you said, Uncanny has a reputation of being very fast paced. So you're going to be going from one thing to the next, keeping everyone stimulated. And again, the whole idea is just a positive, exciting, fun night, folks. And this is definitely why you want to check this out, because I'll tell you, in a world where there's so much going on, in a world where, there's a lot of things that aren't so fun going on out there, when you come across something that you can just lose yourself, you can just have a good time, you could be around like-minded folks who are serious about just being positive and what have you, you can't lose. You can't lose. And certainly Uncanny Attractions and Lynn and the whole crew over there, that's what they're all about there. And that's why, it's a pleasure to have you here on the show. Now, is there going to be food at the event?
We are talking to a pizza shop in Austin, we're trying to work with as many local businesses as we can as well. So one of our wrestlers, Luigi, the pizza guy, is in our opening match. And so there are several people that are looking to sponsor him. So we're talking to those folks, and hopefully we'll have pizza there. We also have Amy's Ice Cream, which is an Austin-based queer ice cream company, and they have allowed us to create our own flavor, which we're not going to announce yet, but it is called the Pink Pile Driver, but you'll have to wait to find out what's in it because we're going to have a big announcement about that. We're hoping that we can get Balcone, so I'm going to call it out because I really want them to reach out to me. I've been trying to get in touch with them, but it's a local Texas bourbon, and you can get your ice cream, walk over to the bar, pour some bourbon in it, and I've already done a taste test. It's delicious. And then this isn't food, but another local sponsor that I think was very exciting that came on board is Bird's Barbershop, and they are looking to make sure all of our wrestlers look as good as possible for the show. And they're also a local queer-based company in Austin.
Well, that all sounds fantastic. And certainly I want to put a bug in your ear here, Lynn, because, you know, I am the Duke. I'm serious about food, and especially ice cream. And I know that you said that you're keeping it under wraps, but I think that, you know, I'm going to call in the favor that you owe me because I gave you my recipe for shrimp and linguine. So I think that you kind of owe me something here. So I'm going to tell you the ice cream that you should go with. And it's very simple. Bubblegum ice cream. Okay. Oh. There are so many people out there, including the Renegade twins. Okay. We're talking about Robert and Charlotte. They've been making fun of the Duke because I love bubblegum ice cream. Yes, I'm a grown man. I'm going to be 40 years old in December, but I still enjoy bubblegum ice cream. Okay. And I think there is no better place than Drags and Dropkicks to have bubblegum ice cream, the modern version of it in 2022. So, Lynn, I think we got to come to some kind of agreement here. Just let me know who I need to flirt with, who I need to put in a headlock, who I need to out-drag, whatever we got to do. I want bubblegum ice cream, Uncanny. Let's make it happen. What do you say to that?
I say we're going to make it happen for you, Duke. We're going to make it happen for you. We are going to have an updated, new, fun flavor bubblegum ice cream, and we're going to come up with another fun name for it, and we will have 2 flavors at the show.
Unbelievable. You see that, folks? The Duke, all I had to do was give her the shrimp recipe, and it was over. Okay? That's what it's all about there, folks. You got to know how to work what you have in order to get ahead in life. Bubblegum ice cream is coming back like corduroys. Okay, we are making a major comeback, and this Luigi guy, this pizza guy here, he's making a big buzz out there, huh?
He really is. It's unbelievable. He has everywhere from. I think was he in Sports Illustrated? I don't know. He's been all over the map and just gets so many likes and so many followers. But it makes a lot of sense because when you watch the guy, he can spin his pizza dough the whole time he's wrestling. It's unbelievable. And I, for one, have been in awe at several shows watching him wrestle, wondering how he keeps it going.
Now, you got to be honest with me here, Lynn. Would you eat a Luigi pizza, especially after a match? I mean, come on, there's a lot going on with the dough. And we know that when you put the pizza dough in the oven, of course it's going to burn off any undesirables and what have you, because the oven is supposed to be really hot, 700, 800, 900 degrees and what have you. So it may be a little safe. It may be safe, but I don't know. I don't know after he's slapped a couple of wrestlers around with the pizza dough. I'm a little nervous. What about you, Lynn?
I'm a little nervous, but he says he makes the best of pizza. So if he says it, I'm going to believe it, and I would have some of the pizza.
Wow. Okay. We, that might be a future project there, and you're a great producer, so you could hype this up. We could see Lynn taste test a Luigi pizza. Okay, this is good.
Oh boy! Now you're going to put me on the spot, Duke.
I'm telling you. Listen, you're a producer, so we can make this a big event here. You know what I mean?
We sure can.
You didn't know what you were getting yourself into coming on this show.
I certainly didn't.
You thought it was going to go one way, and then I had to do the turn on you here. That's it. That's what it's all about. Right. Again, folks, it's all about having a good time here. And again, Drags and Dropkicks. You do not want to miss this event. If you can be there live, certainly show up. It would make a great holiday gift, an early holiday gift. Or if you're like me, where you're a winter baby, this might be a good birthday gift for you there. Lynn, let everybody know. What's the best way that they can get more information, especially in terms of tickets? How can folks see the event live?
To see the event live, you can find all of our ticket information either on the Mohawk website, which is the event space that we're at. It's an old school, super funky, awesome rock and roll club in downtown Austin, Texas. So the information is on their site, or you can go to our social media at Uncanny ATX, and all of the information on how to get tickets is also available there.
And a little birdie told me that for folks who are in different parts of the world, maybe they're not able to be there live, but they will be able to stream the event. Did I hear that correctly? Are you going to be offering this event for streaming?
Absolutely. It will be live streamed on Title Match.
Okay, folks, you know all about Title Match Network there, so you'll have an opportunity to check out this fun event. You can have a party at the house, invite some of the friends and family over. And again, just forget about the crazy world out there. Let's have some fun here, drag and drop kicks. That's what it's all about. They're going to have special ice cream. Luigi's coming with his special pizza. There's going to be all kinds of great wrestlers. And, of course, the drag folks. They're going to be putting on a show and a half. Okay, so definitely check it out. Lynn, what about you? If anyone wants to keep up with you, because I know that Uncanny's going to have other events coming up as well. You want to plug that social media one more time for Uncanny?
Yes, at Uncanny ATX. And that's for both Instagram and Twitter. You can also find us on Facebook at Uncanny Attractions. And we have a YouTube channel at Uncanny ATX. You can find us there on YouTube as well, where we have all kinds of promotions and interviews happening with our wrestlers. There's a weekly show with Devin Carter, one of our wrestlers, where you can ask him anything at any time, and he will answer you very candidly. So that's been really fun too.
I love it. Listen, Lynn, I appreciate what you're doing. I believe in what you're doing. And I thank you for what you're doing. And thank you for being a guest here on Duke Loves Rasslin.
Thank you so much, Duke, for having me.
What up, y'all? This is Roni Big Bang Nicole, and you are listening to Duke Loves Rasslin.
Once again, folks, Sunday, November 20th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, drags and drop kicks at the Mohawk Austin in Austin, Texas. And of course, we couldn't talk about this fantastic event without the queen herself, the one, the only Miss Roni Nicole. We're just cutting up over here, folks. Anytime I talk to Roni, we end up having these long conversations about this, that, and the other thing. And then it's like,
right.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, wait a second, we're supposed to be recording something, aren't we? So
this is what happens when we chop it up too much before the interview.
I'm telling you. Well, listen, my very good friend, someone who I have a tremendous amount of respect and admiration for. Welcome back to the show, Roni. How you doing?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me back. I am good. Excited about the show. Excited about this new chapter of my wrestling career. Excited about life in general. A lot of things have changed and been in flux since last we spoke. So it's definitely good to be back and catch up, and definitely try to get people out on November 20th for Uncanny ATX. It's going to be a really hot show. I'm excited.
A lot of folks are very interesting when they consider you, because some of the newer folks assume that you're still fresh in the business yourself. I don't think they realize the amount of experience and how well-traveled you are. And then the folks who have been around, they're looking like, damn, she's still performing at that level. I mean, how does it feel to be in this? Like you said, this is the latest chapter in your life, in your career. How does it feel to be in this kind of in-between position where, you're assumed to be a lot fresher in the business than you are at first, but you are a respected veteran at the same time? I mean, what does that feel like?
Well, to be honest, my entire career has been in between. I've never fit a specific mold for what the ideal quote unquote wrestler would be, so I've always lived in this space of either transition or transformation. So it doesn't feel any differently from that perspective, because it has always been, I've had very few foremothers to show me the path to how to do this, and who were even given the opportunity. And so I've had to cherry pick experiences from different people to build a roadmap of my own. So in that regard, it doesn't feel any different because I'm still doing that all these years later. I'm coming up on 10 years of doing independent professional wrestling, which is crazy because I honestly can't remember anything I gave that much time to in my life other than dance and music. But it is a weird dichotomy because when I was breaking in, the emphasis was on experience and not exposure. And so there are years of matches and experiences that I don't have record of, but I have the experience for, that people don't know about. And so you're right, when there's somebody who is maybe 3 or 4 years or even 5 years into the business who hasn't seen me around or hasn't heard my name somewhere, they're like, oh, who is this? But then we get in the ring, or then I just run my resume and they're like, oh, okay. And it's never an issue for me. Like, I don't want people to feel like they owe some sort of respect to a veteran, because a veteran should earn the respect of the people that they are attempting to lead and influence. And I was always raised, respect your vets, respect your vets. But to be honest, there was a lot of shit my vets did that wasn't respectable and that should not have been respected or allowed. And so I'm very much of the mindset that even with my experience and even with everything that I've done and everywhere I've gone and all the countries that I've wrestled in and all the opportunities that wrestling has allowed me to participate in, I'm still going to end up cremated or 6 feet under like the next person. And there is no reason for me to hold myself in a higher regard, even though my training and experience does put me in that position on paper. We're still here to tell a story, and we're still here to have a good match and do the business that needs to be done. So we're colleagues. Let's get it done and have a good time and entertain these people. I only ever see it as an issue, or it only ever becomes an issue when you have individuals who are, everybody wants to big league or have their ego, whatever. So, they like to throw out their extra work, or they did a couple dark appearances, but they've never left the country. They've never been on an extended tour. They've never been requested or flown out or, asked to train. That type of stuff to me is more valuable. And so I smile a little bit because it's cute. But at the same time, we should never let our egos and what we think the perception of us in this business is going to be, let us dictate the quality of our work, the caliber of our work, or the stories that we tell, because it's about the fans. It's about wrestling. It's not about us.
Well, somebody who you do respect and is a fellow veteran is Holidead. And you two are on a collision course with each other. You're going to be stepping in the ring, facing off at drags and drop kicks. And this is a really interesting match because Holidead is so used to having opponents that she can overpower and intimidate. And certainly that is not the case with Roni Big Bang Nicole. So what can we expect in this match? It doesn't seem like she's going to be able to play her mind games with you.
Yeah, a lot of people may not know this, but Holly and I actually had a very long feud a while back at Resistance Pro, and I actually took that championship off of her. So ain't nobody checking for Holly. Okay, much respect and love, but nobody's afraid of you and your face paint and you from being nowhere or elsewhere or over there or, I don't know, the upside down. I don't care. Ain't nobody scared because you're right. Holly is usually the monster in all of her matches. She is an incredible athlete. She definitely takes it to those younger and those smaller girls and even some of the veterans with the caliber of her moves. She's a powerhouse. Like, she can get after it. However, like, we've done this before. She knows this isn't going to be an easy fight. I know this isn't going to be an easy fight. I'm actually looking forward to fucking up her entire face paint on the mat during that match. And I don't care, if she's repping Mission Pro's belt or whatever. She can be a champion here, there, everywhere. It doesn't matter. Like, we are two people who have been seasoned enough in this business to know how to go in and lay it in and to tell a good story and to really fight to win. So I'm looking forward to the almost... It'll be past Halloween, but because Holly is scary, the Halloween massacre that will occur on November 20th, because, I'm about it, win, lose, or draw. I don't ever step into the ring with anybody not feeling confident that I can come out on top. because of my training, because of the skills I have, and because I am Big Bang. You know what I mean? So I wish her luck. Good luck to her. But on November 20th, Austin's going to actually, feel that Big Bang at the end of the match. So I guess everybody should get their tickets so that they can be witness to a literal cosmic event that will occur.
If that isn't a reason to check this event out, folks, I don't know what is. Once again, if you can't attend live, then you definitely want to head over to Title Match Wrestling Network. You're going to want to see it, especially for this match. Two people who have torn it up all over the world and who are very intimidating and very well accomplished in their own right. What's going to happen this time when Roni, Big Bang Nicole, and Holidead step in the ring against each other? Drags and Dropkicks. Oh, my goodness. Listen, Roni and Nicole, what's the best way that folks listening can keep up with you and your fantastic career as you enter into this new chapter?
Yes. Well, this new chapter for me in wrestling is all about education, advocacy, and improvement. So be on the lookout for Rairento Dojo to be coming up in the North Carolina area. We are going to be changing the face of professional wrestling with our Wrestleverse shows. And I'm very excited to bring something new to the community and something that will empower everyone who has ever felt marginalized, same as Uncanny. If you guys are trying to look out for where to find me, follow me on Twitter at Glitterlicious. You can find me on Instagram at Ronnie_Nicole_Joshi Queen. Make sure you follow my YouTube channels. I literally just reviewed House of the Dragon episode 10, The Black Queen. It was so lit and so good. I'm going to be starting on Guillermo del Toro's Cabinets of Curiosities next. I'm kind of trying to do the YouTube thing. We'll see how it goes. It's been fun. And follow me on Snapchat at Ronnie Nicole R. And for all bookings, speaking engagements, and inquiries for appearances, you can email me at RonnieNicoleR@gmail.com.
I want to remind you to check out Zencastr, Zencastr. That is my favorite program to use for all my recording needs. And the great part is, not only do they have audio, but they also have video options as well. So whether you're video conferencing, podcasting, just catching up with friends and loved ones, you definitely want to check out Zencastr. They have paid subscriptions. They also have a free version, which I'm actually using right now. Transcripts, the whole 9 yards, and even, get this, Zencastr has started to do hosting. So for all you podcasters out there, if you're looking for a host for your show, please consider Zencastr. You will not regret it. I'm telling you right now. Once again, Zencastr. Made on Zencastr. That's right. Folks, be kind to yourselves and then be kind to others. Catch you next week.
This is Tony Schiavone, and we're desperately out of time on Duke Loves Wrestling.